Are you ready for some major NASCAR drama? Because we have the inside scoop on Robby Gordon's explosive comments following the Martinsville fiasco. You won't believe what he said to Richard Childress. It's a showdown you don't want to miss. Who's truly to blame for the chaos in Martinsville? Was it merely a racing incident, or was there something more going on behind the scenes? Watch now to find out. But before that, please subscribe to our channel and hit that like button for more whereabouts on NASCAR. Richard Childress Racing had a wild roller coaster ride in the Xfinity Series race at Martinsville. The end result? Not a single RCR car made it to the championship race in Phoenix. And that's just adding to the tough season they've been having in the Cup Series. So you can imagine the drama that unfolded on Saturday was the last thing Richard Childress needed. The fireworks mainly centered on outgoing driver Sheldon Creed, but it didn't sit well with one of Childress's former employees. Now, in Martinsville, the 26-year-old Creed made a spectacular move to grab the lead from his teammate Austin Hill on the final lap. But in the heat of the moment, he got a bit too aggressive and ended up spinning out, while Creed narrowly missed victory, losing out to Justin Allgaier. That's when Richard Childress completely lost his cool and publicly dubbed Sheldon Creed as stupid. Robby Gordon, who used to drive for Richard Childress Racing back in the early 2000s before parting ways in 2004. During his RCR days, Gordon notched up 3 impressive race wins driving the number 31 car. Interestingly, it was Robby who played a role in getting Sheldon Creed into the team. However, he wasn't too pleased with how RCR handled the situation at the end of the Martinsville race. Tensions had been simmering between Creed and RCR, especially after the news broke that he'd be leaving the team by year-end. Both sides even issued conflicting statements, which turned into a bit of a PR disaster for Childress. Now, talking about Martinsville, Robby Gordon firmly believes that both drivers had a shot at making it to the Final Four. According to him, a lack of communication within the team ultimately cost them a chance at the Xfinity Series title. In his words, "If the 21 is smart enough to chuck up a little bit and let Creed win, they both make it to the Final Four. Instead, they decide to race each other like a bunch of maniacs like you see on Days of Thunder, and you come back with both of them missing the championship." Gordon didn't mince words when he criticized the team for not recognizing the benefits of letting Sheldon Creed win and instead publicly calling him out. After all, it was Gordon who played a role in bringing the 26-year-old talent to RCR. According to Robby Gordon, the team should have laid down some clear instructions before the final restart, something like, "Austin, if Creed wins and you finish second, you both go to the Final Four. Instead, you guys missed the boat as a team operation. Richard and I take this personally. Honestly, you guys should have been better at your game. Gave that one to Creed, both cars make it to the Final Four, and you probably win the championship." Now, on the flip side of this Martinsville showdown, while Sheldon Creed had support from an ex-RCR driver, his teammate Austin Hill wasn't feeling too friendly. Before the race at Martinsville, Hill was sitting pretty in the top 4, and without that last-minute incident, the 29-year-old would most likely have locked in his place in Phoenix next Saturday. So there's no shortage of drama and accusations surrounding Sheldon Creed's move at Martinsville, and it's causing quite a stir in the NASCAR world. Austin Hill didn't hold back when he unleashed his frustration on Creed after their mishap at the track. Austin Hill's frustration was off the charts at the end of the race. The RCR star didn't hold back when he vented his anger at Sheldon Creed, who he believes ruined his own chances. It seems like Creed might not have many friends left on the team, and it's no secret that Hill is looking forward to his departure. Hill expressed, "I can't wait for him to leave RCR. I'm excited to have Jesse Love as a teammate. Maybe we'll have a better working relationship. I just can't wait for him to move over to Joe Gibbs Racing so I don't have to deal with this anymore." The decision didn't sit well with RCR team boss Richard Childress, who went on a no-holds-barred tirade against Creed while speaking with the media post-race. But the story took an interesting turn when Bubba Wallace's insider, Freddy Kraft, gave a different perspective on Childress's rant in the aftermath of the whole debacle. During an episode of the Door Bumper Clear podcast, Wallace's spotter shared his thoughts, saying, "I am spot on for Richard's comments because Sheldon was stupid. What Sheldon should have done was wreck the F out of the number 21. Like, that's what he should have done. Like, if you're gonna go there, you gotta go there. And if you're gonna take them, if you're gonna move the guy, Sheldon was too nice. He did give him a chance, and that was a mistake. Because what he should have done was line up behind, take the white flag, square him up into one, and ship his ass to the fence, and the race is over. The yellow comes out. You're leading. Race over. You win. You're in the championship 4. That was stupid on his part. He gave him a chance." Kraft repeatedly emphasized that Sheldon Creed should have wrecked the 21 car instead of merely bumping him around during the race. Richard Childress didn't mince words about Sheldon Creed. After the race concluded, Childress was visibly furious and stormed away from the pit stall. He later told NBC Sports, "I've had drivers drive for me, but nobody as stupid as Sheldon Creed." Childress's frustration was completely understandable. Sheldon Creed's actions had cost RCR both of their cars a shot at the Championship 4 race. The two RCR drivers had been fiercely competing for the win, but their contact in the final corner turned the situation sour for the team. While the atmosphere within RCR remained filled with frustration and anger, Sheldon Creed appeared unfazed. His upcoming move to Joe Gibbs Racing in the Xfinity Series for the next season marked the end of his chapter with RCR. All that's left for him now is to compete in one final race at Phoenix Raceway. It's a well-known fact that when folks at Richard Childress Racing have issues with their drivers, they don't hold back, making their displeasure clear to the driver and the public. This was certainly the case with Sheldon Creed after his late race tussle with Austin Hill in Martinsville. Senior members of his team, as well as the team's owner, publicly criticized him. But the question arises, could RCR take it a step further and potentially prevent Creed from racing in Phoenix? Denny Hamlin seems to think that's a possibility, and he hopes it won't come to that. During a recent episode of his podcast show, Actions Detrimental, Hamlin's co-host Jared Allen raised this question about RCR possibly disallowing Creed from participating in his final race for the team. Hamlin replied, "I think they would," as he revealed the situation his current driver, Tyler Reddick, faced in the last few months of his RCR tenure. They were threatening to put Tyler in a really bad car, basically take him out of the number 8 and put him in a terrible third car. He further said, "For the sake of themselves, I hope they don't do it. I just think that would be, you're adding fuel to the fire. Let's just save some face here and move on and understand it is what it is." In terms of the possibility of Creed being parked, Hamlin expressed his hope that RCR wouldn't take that route, emphasizing that it would only add more tension to an already heated situation. He suggested that it would be wiser for everyone involved to move on and accept the circumstances for what they are. However, when discussing the dynamics within RCR, Hamlin could only speculate about potential favoritism. He shared his belief that in Sheldon Creed's perception, Austin Hill might be seen as the favored driver at Richard Childress Racing in the Xfinity Series, receiving more attention from the team compared to Creed. Nevertheless, Hamlin admitted that he didn't possess concrete evidence to support this claim. He explained, "That number 2 car could be identical to the number 21. We don't know. We're all speculating because we have a microphone in front of our face right now and need to talk about it. Sheldon's going to leave and search for greener pastures, and hopefully both teams end up on their feet next year." He also expressed his hope that Sheldon Creed would find better opportunities elsewhere and that both teams would find success in the upcoming season. Considering the recent public criticism from Childress and Petrie towards Creed, the situation doesn't paint a favorable picture for the organization. If RCR were to decide to bench Creed in Phoenix, it could potentially worsen their public image. It remains to be seen how RCR will handle this delicate situation, or if they'll address it at all in the lead up to the final race at Phoenix. So that's all we've got for today. We hope you enjoyed it. Tell us what you think of the video in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We hope to see you in the upcoming video.